Hello and good afternoon. Here is the World News at Noon on Wales Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio. We're reaching you live from Wales Broadcasting House along Alaafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. I am Toluwaleke Ali. First, the headlines. Federal government approves guidelines to regulate honorary doctorate awards. Congolese doctors plan to go on strike amid Ebola outbreak. US-Iran exchange strikes across the Middle East for second day in a row. Iran closes Strait of Hormuz, restricts all vessel traffic. And in the ever exciting world of sports, World Cup set for kickoff after high ticket prices. Those are the headlines, now the news in detail. The federal government has approved a comprehensive set of guidelines regulating the award and use of honorary doctorates as part of efforts to restore credibility and integrity to the university system. The new policy approved by the Federal Executive Council introduces strict rules governing eligibility, nomination, conferment, usage and revocation of honorary doctoral degrees awarded by Nigerian universities. The development was announced yesterday in a press notice signed by the Director of Press and Public Relations at the Federal Ministry of Education, Folashade Buriowo. According to the press statement, the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, disclosed that the guidelines were introduced to address growing concerns over the abuse, commercialization, and misuse of honorary academic awards. The House of Representatives has released the final print of the constitutional alteration bills seeking to provide a constitutional framework for the establishment of state police, among others, scheduled for consideration and voting during today's plenary. The development marks a significant milestone in the ongoing review of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. In a media release signed by spokesman, House of Representatives Rep. Akintunde Rotimi, the bills represent the culmination of several months of strict legislative work undertaken by the House Committee on Constitution Review, following the receipt and consideration of numerous constitution amendment proposals from lawmakers, government institutions, professional bodies, civil society organizations, traditional institutions, and citizens across the country. The review process involved extensive stakeholder engagement through zonal and national public hearings, consultative meetings, expert sessions, and town hall engagements held across the 6 geopolitical zones, ensuring broad-based citizen participation and input. Amid the Ebola epidemic, doctors in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, have announced plans to embark on a strike from today over the government's failure to adequately address their demands for better pay and working conditions. The DRC Doctors Union said it is calling for increased budgetary allocations to the health sector to address chronic underfunding. The development comes as the Congolese health system continues to face severe pressure from a range of public health challenges, including the Ebola outbreak. More than 3,000 Malawians, including hundreds of children, are staying in an open field in South Africa's port city of Durban after fleeing escalating anti-immigrant threats and attacks. Recall that tensions escalated after groups armed with sticks, whips and shields marched through parts of the country, demanding that undocumented foreign nationals leave by June 30th. At the park, which transformed into a makeshift transit camp in Durban yesterday, many people said repatriation was their only safe option. According to reports, the anti-migrant marches have been backed by the MK party led by former President Jacob Zuma, which commands strong support across KwaZulu-Natal province. The United States and Iran have traded military strikes for a second straight day, raising concerns over the stability of the fragile ceasefire negotiated in April. U.S. Central Command said it had carried out a wave of self-defense strikes targeting military installations, surveillance facilities, and radar sites in southern Iran. The strikes resumed hours after President Donald Trump vowed U.S. forces would hit Iran hard, noting that Tehran had taken too long to make a deal to end the war permanently. Tehran responded to the attack with strikes on U.S. military assets across the region, as bases in Bahrain and Kuwait came under fire for a second day in a row. Iranian state media reported that the country's joint military command has declared the Strait of Hormuz closed to all vessels, including oil tankers and commercial ships. According to a press statement issued today to local media outlets, Iran warned that any vessel transiting the Strait of Hormuz would be targeted. The directive followed renewed U.S. military strikes against Iran as President Donald Trump warned that Iran would pay the price for stalled negotiations. It will be recalled that President Trump urged Iran to sign a deal to end the war. He suggested earlier this week that an agreement could be reached in a matter of days. In the ever exciting world of sports, the World Cup kicks off today with co-hosts Mexico taking on South Africa in the Estadio Azteca in Mexico City, launching a sprawling tournament of 48 teams that will last nearly 6 weeks. The World Cup, hosted by the United States, Mexico, and Canada, will run until the final in New Jersey on July 19. Speaking in Mexico City yesterday, FIFA President Gianni Infantino launched a spirited defense of the organization of the tournament and brushed off criticism over visa issues. That's it on the world news at noon here. Before we end the news, here are the highlights. Federal government approved a comprehensive set of guidelines regulating the award and use of honorary doctorates as part of efforts to restore credibility and integrity to the university system. Amid the Ebola epidemic, doctors in the Democratic Republic of Congo announced plans to embark on a strike from today over the government's failure to adequately address their demands for better pay and working conditions. United States and Iran traded military strikes for a second straight day, raising concerns over the stability of the fragile ceasefire negotiated in April. Iranian state media reported that the country's joint military command declared the Strait of Hormuz closed to all vessels, including oil tankers and commercial ships. And in the exciting world of sports, we told you that the World Cup kicks off today with the co-host Mexico taking on South Africa at the Estadio Azteca in Mexico City, launching a sprawling tournament of 48 teams that will last nearly 6 weeks. The bulletin was compiled and edited by Kemisola Williams. Stay connected with us on all social media platforms at Wells Radio 893, like our Facebook page at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. You can listen live via our website on www.wellsradio893.com. For eyewitness account, call or WhatsApp Wells Radio Newsroom on 0916-893-2000. I am Toluwaleke Ali. Thank you for listening. God bless you. And now we get back to the town hall meeting where we have victims of the Kwara attack currently speaking.
One of my brothers of the old team, Andy Bajona, anything might happen somewhere. So, one of my brothers, so at the actual place tower, we become co-one. So, happen somewhere. So, bí mo ṣàṣe ilé wọ́n ṣe gbé wa go báìkì lọ nìyẹn. so àti ẹ̀ mọ the actual place tá a wà níbi tán kó wa lọ so ìgbà tó wá fi máa tó bí another bí 5 days akáàrí tí wọ́n ń sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan wọ́n ń sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́wọ́ òkè so ìgbà tó yá mo wá rí pé àwọn torí wọn kó wa sọ́nà kan mo wá rí pé àwọn wọ̀nyẹn pariwo praise the Lord so ìgbà tó wá fi di 6 days yẹn náà wá ní pé a ti ń lọlé lọ́la wípé a ti ń lọlé lọ́la so inú àwọn gan náà sì dùn àwọn náà ń yayọ̀ so bó ṣe rí nìyẹn tí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ṣe wá gbà wá síta. ẹ káàárọ̀ sà àní sí òde já o ní ọdún tó lọ nínú oṣù kẹsàn-án mo ṣe ìgbéyàwó fún ọmọ on 27 ìgbà tá a wá ń bọ̀ tá a ti ṣe gbogbo nǹkan tá a ṣe tán a fẹ́ dé ògbólé onáda mọ́tò wa dúró ló di pé wọ́n ṣàyìn ìbọn mọ́ mọ́tò bí àwa tá a ṣàwà náà ọkọ̀ wọ́n kó wa bọ́ta àwọn girama náà wà níbẹ̀ ọmọ mi ọkùnrin obìnrin wọ́n ṣáà ibi tó ti yìnbọn yẹn nínú ọkọ̀ oníbọn ti bá ọmọ mi ọkùnrin ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn bíi 4 bíi 5 ìbọn ti bà wọ́n ṣáà fi wá kalẹ̀ wọ́n ṣáà kó wa wọnú igbó lọ àwa rìn àwa lórí àpáta ọmọ mi ọkùnrin tí wọ́n bàjẹ́ ó wá ní mọ́mí gbà ara mọ́ ti wíìkì lóun fẹ́ mú mi àwọn pípù yẹn wá sọ pé kò lè mú mi o wọ́n wá lọ jẹ́ ìwé kan fún un ó fi sí ẹnu ìgbà tó ṣáà ṣe dírẹ́fà tó gbé wa náà wọ́n á ní kó ẹ̀pọ̀ ọmọ mi yẹ dírẹ́fà lóun lè gbé tó ti rẹun wọ́n ṣàbẹ̀rẹ̀ sí na dírẹ́fà wọ́n ṣáà ń na ìgbà tó pẹ́ dírẹ́fà ṣáà padà gbé ọmọ yẹn pọ̀n ìgbà táwọn rìn ó ṣáà gbé ọmọ yẹn kalẹ̀ àwọn adébì kan wọ́n wá ní ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ ibi táwọn aṣáà ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ yẹ mo sowọ́ àwọn ọmọ mi méjèèjì yẹn mú ibi tá a ti gbọ́ ìbọn nìyẹn oníkálukú wa ti fọ́n sínú igbó nǹkan bí aago bíi 3 òru mi ṣáà lọ dọ̀bálẹ̀ síbẹ̀ ìgbà tílẹ̀ wa mọ́ oníkálukú wa ṣáà ń jáde nínú igbó mo ní mi rí àwọn ọmọ mi méjì kìnìkan wọ́n ṣáà kó wa lọ màrán ní Adéyẹmọ wọ́n ṣáà lọ ṣe ìtọ́jú wa níbẹ̀ ìgbà tó wá tó ìrọ̀lẹ́ wọ́n ní àwọn ọmọ mi yẹ pé àwọn ti rí wọn ní Ògbó nǹkan kan pé wọ́n wà lóògbó tọ̀ àwọn dáàdì àwọn ọmọ mi yẹ wọ́n ṣáà wá wọn lọ sí Ògbó wọn rí àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ ìgbà tó ṣàṣe tán ṣe wàdà títí ọmọ ìdí pé ó tó ìrọ̀lẹ́ náà bá.
When you're home late from work.
kó láti rí nǹkan kan ìgbà tó ṣàṣe aṣáà ń bẹ̀bẹ̀ wọ́n ṣàdé wa ní 2 million wọ́n wá ní ká gbé wa lọ́jọ́ báyìí tọ̀ ẹni tó ṣèfù wa nínú ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì yẹn wọ́n jọba mi gbówó lọ ní àti dáàdì wa ibi tó ti wá lọ tó ti gbé ọmọ mi sórí ọ̀kadà ẹni tó ṣèfù wa nínú ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì yẹn wọ́n jọba mi gbówó lọ ní àti dáàdì wa ibi tó ti wá lọ tó ti gbé ọmọ mi sórí ọ̀kadà tó ti fẹ́ jáde báyìí wọ́n ṣe rí àwọn sójà nìyẹn bí àwọn pípù yẹn ṣe wá sá nìyẹn wọ́n fi ọmọ mi ọkùnrin kalẹ̀ ibi tó ọmọ mi ọkùnrin yẹn ti wá jáde síta àwọn sójà rí wọ́n ní kó mọ̀ bọ̀ wọ́n ṣe gbé sínú ọkọ̀ nìyẹn ó di ọ́fíìsì wọn wọ́n gbé